President Obama is going to the mattresses for tax hikes. If Congress comes up with a plan that includes cuts to entitlement programs but no new taxes, the president says he will not sign it. And joining us now is Kereakos Zuras. He's a business expert and former advisor to George W. Bush. Let's start with the Buffett rule. Even if it's put in place and every millionaire and billionaire paid a higher rate, how big of a deal will it make in our deficit crisis?
It won't, because there's not enough income with all those people combined to cover the pushing $5 trillion deficit we have. And it's very interesting that Warren Buffett wants to pay more when he owes $1 billion he's been fighting the IRS with for years. So he doesn't want to pay his fair share, but he wants everybody else to pay their fair share. This is very interesting. Interesting point indeed. Now, the president says he will veto any bill that doesn't have tax increases. What's going on here? Do you think it's a political move? This speech is purely political, okay? And the fact that, he ran on his campaign that he would be working, he would be bipartisan, he would be compromising. He's not compromising. He wants to spend more money. His plan includes spending almost $450 billion more dollars and paying for this with tax increases. Tax increases kill job growth. This isn't going to work. And he's proposing $3 higher taxes for every dollar that we bring in, or for spending. So this is unbelievable. This is purely political, and it's positioning him to be able to say the Republicans are getting in the way of us moving forward. And the fact is, he talks about his math equation. He needs to go back to school and figure out his math. Okay, spending more isn't going to get us where we need to be. We're already spending $1.5 trillion more than we take in. We need to have massive cuts, and that's it.
Now, the president is proposing spending cuts by adjusting Social Security and overhauling agricultural subsidies. Is that something Republicans might agree to?
I think the Republicans would agree to some agricultural cuts, like possibly getting rid of the $80 billion a year in ethanol subsidies and other misuses of government funding that we have. And all the social programs could be taken a closer look at, where we could cut out all the fraud and trim them down a little bit and get rid of the programs that we don't need and tune up the ones that we do need. And there's a lot of savings because there is a lot of government waste, and we all know that.
Now, you were an advisor to President George W. Bush. How would you advise Republicans on how to respond to this plan?
I would advise Republicans to come out and not just say we're against it, but try to explain to the American people why this isn't going to work. Look, this is all a marketing campaign, and President Obama does a very good job of marketing, and people tend to remember the last thing that they heard. The Republicans don't do such a good job of explaining their position. And this is the problem we had during the Bush administration. Look, we need to get out there and tell people why this isn't going to work, not just because it just isn't going to work, we want the cuts. President Obama is doing a great job of making this the rich thing, where it's not class warfare, but the rich should pay more. It is class warfare, and it's not how it works. The rich pay more taxes than anyone else, and people need to understand how this is going to affect the middle class and the lower middle class and the hardworking people. And the Republicans need to do a better job of getting this out so people understand it, and I think that would help a lot.
Indeed. Mr. Zuras, thank you so much for your time. Always appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.